Hello and welcome back. Right, I thought if we're going to do this, let's do this properly. So I've loaded a couple of, I've got a massive, I'll show you, because obviously just looking at harvesters isn't enough. Now that's my old faithful, that just manages a 12. That's the one that I normally go for as what I class as a starting harvester. So that's got the smallest tank, that's only 12 tons. These others are beasts. I've got that, there was a Fortune, this is the big John Deere, this is the twin screw that was at the very late in FS19, and I absolutely loved that. It was absolutely amazing. So we've got that as well, because I'd like to see how that does, and it's got a bigger, much bigger engine. And then we've got this one, which is a different model. So let me just show you actually what they are so you can see. Yes, we have the X9 1100, which cost a fortune, and then we have this S780, which was still a 200 and odd modded one, and then the Lizards, the twin screw, and then that one which was the cheapest. So you've got 12,219, 29,001, I think that's the biggest, and then you've got 22,905 and 27,400. Yeah, that was not far off the twin screw. So right, so now then we are going to go straight into a time lapse. We are using 12-meter headers, so it doesn't matter the different things. Obviously this one will fill up quicker than the others. What I am going to do is I'm going to literally grab the trailers and stick them at the side. One thing I'm not going to do that. I am going to do what we did last time. Oh, and these critters, the critters pack is driving me crazy. It really is. It seemed like such a good idea, but I'm not so sure now. Yeah, right, let's think about this position. Now we know we already can't get down here, so it's not a bad thing to actually stick one down here. Now the silos, although I did only want storage, I did want a little bit more storage than the one that now the Omatana one that we picked did say that it did a lot more, but it doesn't. No, it literally is quite small. Now I do only want it for storage, but this is the one we picked. No, actually it's not, it's that one, which on there says 5 million, but it is 100,000 when you actually get to it. Now that one we have had, and that is bigger. Now I don't care about the 10 million, but for the, as long as that is, if this works out that this is only 100,000 storage, I'm not trying to have it for, it is just storage, and it is very convenient with a very small profile. Right, I need to do the thing, because I don't know where this is the only bad thing about switching interactive zone markers off. Need to have them on when you place a mod. Still, it's still a compromise. Right, let's do that again. I've not got too far to go actually. So, silos. I do wish it would remember. Oh, it has actually. I was just about to say, I do wish it doesn't for some things though. That much it truly doesn't. Now, if I lose a bit of field, I could always take a tiny bit of fence out. I could. Just so as I can go behind. Okay, a bit more then. I would say, unless it's because of the road. Maybe actually that it is. Oh. That is as good as we can get it. Oh, that's good. We didn't lose any of the field. We have got a tiny bit of damage which we can smooth out. Soften, sorry, but I get used to the new. Okay, not quite. Oh, no. Smashing. Now then, let's zip high, and we want another one over this side. Yeah, I may well sell those when we've got the grain out and stick a couple of those in. Let's just look at position. It's going to be here. It's going to be roughly here. I wish you'd remember the last thing you were, but I suppose you're not always going to want exactly the same thing, so truthfully speaking that's not right. So we stick that one there. These are obviously permanent things, but right, 2. And while we're doing this, let's do it for all of our fields. It does make sense if this is the way we're going to play this map, and it is a monster. And I don't mean that in a nasty, derogatory way. Now this one actually makes more sense in between these two, because we don't need to have them on that one. So we'll have one. Yeah, we'll do exactly the same again. We shall demolish a few bits of this, just now that is a point actually, we want this to go the other way, really. I know what I mean, I'll show you what I mean. It's weird, you don't always, don't always explain very well. Yeah, so that you can get to it from either one, like so. The one thing I do like about this as well, do we need two? Yeah, let's do one at the bottom as well. But then that's for... Yeah, that is true actually. I am being silly. I do want one at the bottom as well, don't I? Now let's zip out. Yeah, we'll stick that quite close to the beehive. I would say that's going to do some awful things to the landscape. I would say. Yes, I thought as much. Right, let's stick the last one down. We'll worry about that when we get down there. We'll stick one over this side as well. And again, yeah, we'll stick it sideways. Even if we do need to dump grass in, that's not a... Right, smashing. Yeah, let's go and do that landscaping. Yeah, it's alright saying that, but when you're in the middle of a harvest, the last thing you want to be doing is mucking around with some awful landscape. I knew it was going to be bad because it was like that other field that we had a while back. So, soften. It's more going to be a run down on the field, I would say. Just soften that edge a little. And then it's more about getting these right so that you're coming in off the field, not this bit in the middle. That's not going to be too, well, I hope I'm not going to come at it head on. It's more about side entry. Yeah, the critter pack, I thought it was a really good idea because I do love the way that JMGaming has added the creatures, and I thought, oh, that sounds fantastic, but that particular one that's got that horrible high-pitched thing is driving me crazy. I keep forgetting to switch it off or uninstall it. I don't want to uninstall it, if I'm honest. I'm quite pleased with it. Right, job's a good one. So that is our... I don't think we're going to worry about harvesters, about trailers. We're going to just go to those, to be honest. We've got to adapt our... trying to think of the words. Adapt our strategy to our farm, which is large. So we stick a couple of those. They are cheap, renovated granaries, ex-granary silos with a very with from one of our really good partners called Matana. So yes, they are amazing. What I'm going to do now is I've got these already. Each one of them already got set up with self-unload, although that is a point. If we're doing self-unload, we do need trailers. Now I did say we were going to do trailers as well, so let's do this properly. Let's stick to what we said. Yeah, well, I'm going to lease some trailers as well, because this is testing. It really is. I know, and if it was anywhere else I wouldn't be. Wow, that's cost us a fortune, even leasing them. I did say that. It's tough. It really is right now. I like that one. This is a big one, isn't it? Let's lease that. Can we go bigger? No, we can't. Yes. Now we've already got the agri-liner, so I think we'll grab that one. So that's 2. We've also got the farm tech one. That's 3. And I think we'll go for one of the... maybe the Perion's one that we all use a lot, so I'm not going to go for that one. Let's try modded. No, we've tried that one. No, not for this we haven't, though. No, that is true. It's a 30... Is that the biggest we can go? Oh, yeah, it's the biggest realistic. Actually, let's go for my 70 tonner because I did say I had some trouble with this. So I would like to see if I am right. And let's lease that. But also, I also want to go for one of these. They are absolutely amazing. I am not a fan of that itself. It may get an update, at which point I'd give it another shot, but it was, on Woznishi, it was the bane of my life. But these, however, now these are absolutely amazing, and we'll just stick to the, yes, standard configuration. But I also obviously need the proper, and I think, let's try the two-wheeled ones, because I did say I wanted to try these. I've always had the three-wheel ones. So I'm going to try the 2. Yeah. Right, smashing. So I'm going to get these all. I'm going to go straight into a time lapse with this. Oh, the crampy one is. It's at the shop, isn't it? It's going to be one of those. Oh, okay. Oh no, that is there. Of course, it's the Fortis and that other ones I've already got. Right, I'm going to go straight into a time lapse. We're going to set the harvesters going first, and then whilst they're busy, I'm going to go and get all of the trailers to the edge of the field. Or actually, do you know something? Yeah, I'm going to go into a time lapse, but it makes more sense to get the trailers on the field first. So I'm going to do that first. So I am going to say my words. Yes, we are going to get this done in one hit because we are halfway through the day. I'm so glad that we have got, yeah, and yes, I am so very happy that we didn't do all barley, because I don't think we would have actually completed this in the time given. We're going to have 3 fields to do tomorrow, and they are, yeah. Also, one other thing, just to clear matters up, I called field 35 the strange one, and that's no picking flies with JMGaming's work. It's actually picking flies with the fact, if you remember, it's the one that I planted for me. Yeah, it's got strips of grass going through it that you can see coming through. That's what I meant by the strange one. It was no slur on JMGaming's absolutely fantastic map. It really wasn't. So, right, just to clear that up. So, I am going to literally say my words. We are going to literally time-lapse this straight away. I'm going to get all those to the edge of the field first, and then we're going to set these going on. Do you know, I think you see, nearly all of these got big tanks. You know, it makes more sense to get these going. So, I am. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Well, let's just say that not even this. This tried once to do the self-unload, and it's got a 12-metre header. I did say that it struggles with a 12-metre header. This is exactly what I found on the Western Wilds map, that it does struggle with that size header. I think because it's made for an 8.5, but obviously can quite nicely cope with that, so therefore I've used it. But yeah, none of them, not one, and there were quite a few. I never classed the first one as a obviously, because when they go on the field, sometimes if they're not there when they're there, they don't sort of scan for them, and it may be that. I think what I'm going to do next time is, no, did I? I'm trying to think the order. Did I stick the trailers on first? I'll have to look back in editing, because it is important. The other thing, we've got the Combine Experience, which is not, it's just been released. It's not working right, because if you lift the header, it still shows it's under intense pressure, when obviously it isn't, because the header's actually not engaged in the ground. Now, I'm not having a go. It was only released just a couple of days ago, so yeah, it was typical me. Always wants to put things on early, which is, yeah, obviously, because it is the real, based upon the real Combine Experience. You wouldn't you, really? Not being a real farmer, as in real life, to have the proper, full experience, yeah, is obviously fantastic. Right, that's empty. I'm going to send these all back. So, yeah, I'm not going to say this is a fail. In fact, do you know, I think I'll actually, yeah, we'll stop them all. We'll keep them till tomorrow, rather than send them back, and we'll give them another shot, I think. Yeah, we will. We've got a canola and 2 wheat fields. That's all we've got left. Right, that is. I am going to call it quits, though. It has been a monster session. It truly has. We have done this field. Now, yeah, I'm going to cut back in a few minutes. I'm just going to literally stick all of the. Where have I? No, I haven't. I've got some in the trailers. I'm going to empty all the trailers into the silo, so we had 270 something tons previously, so whatever we deduct 217 odds off from what we've got after we've got this all in the silos, then we'll know true things. So I'm going to see you shortly. Right, 500 odd, so 230 odd tons off this one. Yeah, no, hang on, 270, 300, 194. Yeah, 220 odd, isn't it? It is. No, nearly 230. I wasn't far off, actually. Just a little bit of rounding up, so not bad at all. No, not. I'm quite pleased. So what we'll do is now, next session, we shall start the session by literally sticking, getting the day back into normality, because we've literally not stuck any, with the BGAs are empty. I will want to be placing the 250 tonner, but that is going to be during the winter, because there's a lot of work that we are going to have to do to get that sorted. That reminds me, when is the next? Just have a quick look. I think, I just want to check the grass. I can't remember. I think this is only just, is that the first or second? It is. It's next month. I remember saying July, that when the wheat's being harvested, it would be ready, and it will. So, right. So next month that is going to be busy. It is. But if we missed July and did it on August, September, October, no, it wouldn't work. So no, right. Okay. Well, we'll leave it there. I'm not going to sort of belabour that. I am, if I'm honest, I am quite disappointed with the self-unload feature. I really am. I've never seen it be so. I know these are big fields, but we were making up for that by, I was drawing these in. So yeah, I was. So that there was no excuse for not sensing. And there was a couple where I was right near it, and that's normally good. It did only try once. That was the very first one, and it did what it did on the Western Wilds, because it's got a 12-metre header. It approaches the trailer and almost hits it, and I think it does, because we did watch it a couple of times when one was about to unload, to see what the problem was. And I do think it's header size, because I think that's only really supposed to go up to an 8.5 metre header, but the engine size is adequate for a 12 metre, so I often put a 12 metre on. But if self-unload works with an 8.5 metre, then I would go for an 8.5 metre. Yeah, I'd like I said the other day, I'd sooner have a team of 4 of these with an 8.5 metre header that actually self-unloaded well than a 60-foot Jaurus that never unloads. But the twin corkscrew, because it's got a massive, it's got to always have had a very slow unload, and you can't have everything. But to be honest, in most farms, if you'd got a team of 3 of those and they had 90 tons storage in 3, to be honest, there would be very few. This farm will defeat it because the obviously 230 odd. It would be 90, 180. Well, no, it would be 360. All 4 would be pretty much about 85%. If you had a team of 4 of those on this, they would just about get away with this CP3, as it's called, the horse one. If you look at field 35, that's probably about the same, and field 40, the other wheat one, the green. That's probably, I'd say, no, it's not field 40, is it? We called that one field 7. Yeah, I called it field 7. Our field 7, yeah. So field 40 is probably, when you look at the size of it, the biggest field we've actually got. So yeah, I can understand why. Although our field 7 is, yeah, that's not far off. 35 is, I say, probably on par with the field we've just done. So we're not quite half. Well, let's just reset this. I've just noticed that. Right, so that's reset. So, right, I am going to leave it there because it has been a monster. It has. I'm going to get this edited up and posted, hopefully, at the beginning of this coming week, because it's going to take some editing. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be because I'm going to time-lapse. Well, most of it was time-lapse, so there's only the few minutes of chatting at the beginning, a little bit in the middle with the horse riding, and then this little bit at the end. So, yes, I'm going to get stuck in. I shall thank you very much for watching. I do hope you're going to continue with me on this journey. If there's anything you'd like to see, or any particular harvesters, yeah, then I would want. This is costing me an absolute bomb. It really is. But we are going to make an absolute fortune. I'm not sure whether I'm going to sell half of the crops, or 100 and something, and just use 100 and something for baking, because that is a lot of bacon. It really is. I don't think there is a proper bakery in the game yet that will do that. Even that, I've placed one on Hobus Hollow, the industrial bakery, and even that has it's limited by its storage. Now, I'm not sure if you can increase the storage in productions. I know Matana's Gardens, she has those expansions, and you can put the water expansions also from the containers. So I'm not sure with these whether you can add additional storage to them to increase the building storage. This is something we might actually have a play with one afternoon on the session as we're leaving, like we've done quite a few times. I did want to, I think like any farmer, I was wanting to place some of the productions, but I think we're going to get all of our harvest out of the way, just crack on like most farmers would, and then afterwards we should get all of the side projects like the bakeries and all those type of things. We'll get those put down. Also, do realise that we do need a sell point for the honey. I've got an idea. I'm thinking, I'll just try and, yeah, I'm thinking the, actually I did say about the animal place. No, I don't. I want to, yeah, I mean this is a massive map. I don't want to be running all the way up to the shop, but I think that little bit there, can we buy that? 61, we're going to buy it. Right, that is going to be, we're going to put a sale point on that for that. So it's still a fair road trek. It's not just down the road, but it's not like going all the way up to the shop every time you want to sell a bit of honey. That is a long way. So yes, we should put a sale point for the honey down there, and we should be making a pilgrimage probably daily, because we can see that that's absolutely a monstrous amount. Probably be buying, ooh, now that wasn't there. I checked this literally a matter of minutes ago and saw the high density baler. That Deutz wasn't there. I'm going to buy it. I am. don't think on this. That probably is, though. I've said this before, but I think that's enough tractors. If it had been small, I wouldn't have bought it. But yeah, I truly think on this farm, more is better. But I've forgotten we've got the 517 horsepower one now. But yeah, to be honest, we will make use of it. We shall. Right, we are approaching breaking our mill, and we are going to break that because of our leasing costs and all the rest of it. And then, of course, we've got to buy. But I am not worried. We are going to make this back in the winter. I know that. I knew this was going to be a challenge. I truly did, and it is. And also, I'm having a bit of fun with it. I probably wouldn't do this in real life. You wouldn't test out. Well, I don't know. You may if you got a deal off the manufacturers for testing theirs, but I doubt very much any of them would like it if you were testing other people's as well. They might let you have a fleet of theirs at some special deal if you were likely to buy them, but no. Well, let's face it, we have spent a fortune on leasing, and we were up 1.6 and we're now down at less than 1.1. So, but with that kind of, even with barley at 494 tons, if you were to get 700 for that is an awful lot. Yeah, it's about 300 grand. So we'd be back up to nearly 1.4. And as I said, we've also had the fun. Not just that, we've got absolutely millions of tons of straw, which I'm not forgetting. We're going to draw that in. Got to do it before September, but it's only June. We've got July next month where everything should be ready for the harvest. August, then obviously, yeah, or including the grass. Not even going to attempt to lift the straw until August, until we've done that last of the harvest in July. I think it is. I'm sure it's canola. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it is. But it can also be August. It all depends. They're both showing dark green, so to me, if you look at our two fields, they're showing all three fields, they're all dark green. I mean the really, really dark green. I'm not sure whether 54 is the dark green before the truly dark green, though. I'm not sure if that looks different to me slightly. We shall see. If it doesn't sort of go ready to harvest in the morning, I know I was right, because that to me looks I don't know whether it is. Yeah, sometimes you see what you want to see, I think. Right, anyway, yes, no more waffling. Yeah, if there's anything you'd like to see, or yes, and I know I did promise the animals, but I truly did think, yeah, we might with having to unload them all, it was literally, I couldn't take my eyes off it, if I'm honest. So I was hoping, just about managed to get the horses in. You know, they're 2 horses. I wanted to do that, but yeah, I do promise again, after the harvest we should get all these side jobs on, which to be honest I would imagine is pretty much the way it goes. I would imagine when it's harvest season there's not much time for anything else, truly. And on that note, I am going to say goodbye for now.